Good morning, everybody. This is Keith Collins with the Keith Collins team. We are certified mortgage planners at a local direct mortgage lender called Alpine Mortgage Planning. I'm Keith. This is the Mortgage Report. So here's the deal. I'm going to flip it on people today, and I'm going a completely different direction. I am on a one-man mission to change an idea in our local real estate market. There is this, what I believe to be a misconception when writing an offer from a seller's standpoint, that there's this hierarchy, and it's cash, conventional, FHA, VA. Now, obviously, cash is cash and cash is king. So let's just push cash out because we're talking about home loans right now. Then we've got conventional, FHA, VA. And sellers and real estate agents seem to think that the conventional offer is the better offer. Well, the sellers think it is. Therefore, when we're writing offers, we're trying to go to conventional as opposed to FHA and VA because we want to get our offer accepted. But I think that is completely false. All right? And here's why. First of all, conventional. Typically, these buyers think they're special because they're putting 20, 30% down, and they're not willing to pay as much for the property as maybe an FHA or VA buyer. The FHA and VA buyer right now know they're already on a lower place in the totem pole. Therefore, they know they got to compensate with value. And guys, and ladies and gentlemen, appraisals are coming in at value right now. It's rare that they're coming in low. They do, but not as much as one would think when people are writing $30,000 over list price. And FHA buyers and VA buyers are much more willing to do that than the conventional buyers. Here's another thing that's really interesting about VA. There's no HVCC, no Home Valuation Code of Conduct. We call the VA appraiser. Geez, my phone's going crazy. And in fact, if the VA appraiser believes that the value is going to come in below the contract price, they call us and say, I can't tell you what the value is going to come in at, but it's not coming in at value. I'm giving you 48 hours to provide comps to me to show me why you think that this property is worth this current contract price. They're allowing us to do a rebuttal before the appraisal comes out. Another reason, VA and FHA are essentially the subprime loans of our marketplace. They go to a 60% DTI. Every last penny of the home loan can be gifted for down payment, cash to close, reserves, everything. VA is 100% financing. They go down to a 625 though score. In terms of VA versus conventional, it is so much easier to get a borrower qualified for FHA than it is for conventional. So I think when we're writing these offers and we're looking at it from a selling standpoint, I'm going to take the VA offer. I'm going to take the FHA offer because I think it's easier to get that borrower qualified. Because again, it's essentially a subprime loan. And then the final reason that people say, I get these conversations where an appraiser is asking for something on a conventional transaction. What's the listing agent say to me the first time? Keith, this is a conventional deal. Why is the appraiser asking for it? Because there's no difference between an FHA appraisal and a VA appraisal. There's no difference between an FHA appraisal and a conventional appraisal. There's small, minor nuances between the two. But when you go from conventional to FHA, it's the same appraiser. The same appraiser on our staff appraises for us FHA properties and conventional properties. There's small, minor differences, like they got to do a head and shoulders inspection of the attic. So if you can look up and see daylight, that's a problem, okay? But in general, they're looking at the same stuff. So again, this might be completely contradictory than what you've told and what you've been told and what you've heard out in the marketplace. But I really think that these FHA buyers and these VA buyers are getting this stick here, and I think there's a huge opportunity for us to change this whole perspective and possibly get some higher priced offers on our homes by taking the FHA offer, taking the VA offer, especially on VA. No HVCC, we call the appraiser, and if the appraiser thinks it's going to come in low, they'll actually contact us and say, hey, Keith, help me figure this value out. When has that ever happened on a conventional deal? So I know I'm a little excited about it today, but I really think that I got to put this energy out here to switch this. Keith Collins, Alpine Mortgage Planning. If you have any questions about this, please let me know. I'd love to educate you a little bit more. Keith Collins, Alpine Mortgage Planning, 916-253-7820, 253-7820. Take care.